Good evening, I'm Jeremy. This is my first video for a couple of months now. And so I thought I would do a video. Hopefully this will be interesting to some of you. The reason I haven't done one is I have just not had the energy, the mental energy to try to do even something as lame as this. And the reason for that is that I've been doing a whole lot of other stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with playing music or being creative musically, but everything to do with trying to get my music out there, into the there. And that's been very interesting for me, very character building. Very tiring as well, just mentally, it's a whole new world. So I thought that on the off chance this might be interested to some of you who subscribe to my channel, including the handful who have subscribed more recently, I thought I would just sort of take you through some of what's been going on, as I say, on the off chance that it's of interest. So let's start on a very positive note, and it's all positive, but it's the new year, and well, obviously we're a few months into it now, but we're nearly 4 months have passed, and I've written 4 new songs, so I'm very happy about that. If I can write a song a month, I always feel like that's pretty good. One of them, the first one I wrote, is, I might. It's one of those songs I might come back to and revisit. I'm glad I wrote it, but it might not ever be much or anything. I haven't played it live, I don't think. Second song, I've played live once, and I like it more, and I think I'll revisit it. It might be one of those ones that, just sort of needs a little bit of time to breathe, and I might move a couple of things around and then go, oh, yes, this is it. That remains to be seen. And then the third and fourth songs, I'm very, very happy with. They may not be in their final form, but I'm very happy with them. So I figure that's pretty good. What's been going on? Some of the stuff that's been going on, I'm not going to get into detail about just at the moment. It's at some point, hopefully in the future, I will. I guess what I'll say is I have signed some things that might lead to some things. Don't worry, not record deals. No, I'm not. I don't imagine I'll be. I don't know. I don't even know what record deals mean anymore. And I haven't come across much in recent years that would make me get excited about the prospect of one. But no, just I've signed some things that might lead to some things, and if they do lead to some things, that'll be pretty cool. And if it does, if that does happen, well, then I'll talk about. I might talk about it, because then there'll actually be something to say. But what have I been? So okay, what can I say where I can actually say something? I've been writing to radio stations. Here in New Zealand and abroad. That's an interesting experience. Takes a lot of time, and you send out 50 emails, get 1 back saying thanks but no thanks. Another day you send out 2 and you get 2 back, and they say, yeah, that's cool. So go figure. What has been very cool is that I have had some reviews written of my record, Shadows in the Shade. The first was written, well, it's all on my website, jcallender.com. Go check it out, if you're into that kind of thing. But that's been really cool. The first article the first review was a very technical review. I got the impression that the writer enjoyed the record, but it wasn't one of those reviews where they're effusively saying, oh, this is wonderful, or, oh gosh, this is awful, don't touch it. As I said, it was more of a technical review, but that was very cool. And then there's an indie radio station in the States called Wild Dogs Radio, who have been, well, they did a review specifically of the first track from the record, The Little People, and that was very, very nice. And they've been promoting and playing that this past month, which has been really cool. And then just last week, had a full album review written by one of the guys who writes for and this is another New Zealand music platform, Music NZ, music spelled with a Z instead of an S. So, sorry, the 13th Floor is also a New Zealand-based music archive and music album and concert review platform. It's run by a guy called Marty Duda. Lovely, lovely fellow. He also interviewed me some weeks or so back, and that was really, really cool as well. We talked for about 45 minutes about the record, and yeah, but sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. As I say, I'm a bit tired. But this most recent review from Music NZ was extremely effusive. I hope I'm using that word correctly. The writer seemed to really, really, really like the record, which obviously is very nice. But more importantly to me, at least my interpretation of what he said was that he got the record, like he understood it. The things that he wrote about it made sense. As in, that they made sense to me. I was like sort of reading it going, yes, you understand. And so that was nice. Because it's one thing for people to enjoy something. It's another thing for you as the creator to feel like they actually really connected with it and they understood it. Maybe in a way that's slightly different, or very different even to you, but at least in a way that you can relate to and go, yep, cool. I hear you. I see where you're coming from. You get this, or you get part of it, and if not in the same way that I might have intended, at least in a way that I can appreciate. So that's been really nice. And oh yeah, I said go to my website. I have a website now. Sorry, that's a new thing too. And so that's been all of these little things, little in the universe, but kind of pretty cool for me. They all sort of are helping me to build. Gosh, I nearly said build my brand. Oh. But I suppose in a way that's what I'm doing. Hopefully not a brand. Hopefully something slightly more substantial than that. Just things like having a website that I think looks good, and a website that now has a page that has links to reviews on it, and we're into my music, into my merchandise. It's pretty cool. It's sort of, I feel like I'm starting to become a real boy now. Yeah, and as I say, getting a little bit of radio play. It's all been very jolly. So yeah, I've done a few gigs. I've got a gig coming up in a couple of weeks. Sort of a semi-regular one that I do, where I play for 3 hours at a cafe on a Sunday afternoon. Every Sunday afternoon, this cafe has live music, so I do that, and that's nice. But I'm also playing. I've got a show in Invercargill, which for those of you who are not in New Zealand is a couple of hours south of where I live, where I grew up, for better or worse. So yeah, going to go and play down there at the Muso Club there, which is I played last year on my tour. It's a lovely, lovely club, lovely people. Yeah, but it's all been very interesting for me because a lot of this stuff, the website, the reviews, the radio, is not, and the other things, where I've signed things that might lead to nothing or something. None of that is stuff that I began this year anticipating. It's all sort of come quite out of the blue, and it's required me to get outside my comfort zone a bit. Self-promotion is not my bag. It's not something I enjoy, but slowly I'm coming to accept that to an extent, perhaps quite a large extent, it is necessary if you want people to, in this case, hear your music. If you want people to find your art, you got to go out and you got to tell them it's there. And it is a real grind. But I think that I am learning to, well, I hesitate to say enjoy the grind, but I'm appreciating and enjoying the journey, and feel, the sense of feeling like I'm building something. I'm working, this is my life's work, at least my artistic life's work, my musical life's work. And I don't know where it's going to end up or how big or small it's going to get, and that's fine. I'm learning to appreciate the journey and the process. And then there's so much to learn. It's insane. I've had moments where I've just not freaked out, but definitely felt quite overwhelmed. But then gone, no, Jeremy, it's okay. You're a big boy. Suck it up and just try. And, and then you do that, and then you realize, oh, it's actually not that bad. I was just being kind of a wiener. And that helps, that makes it just that little bit easier to suck it up and try the next time with the next challenge. Yeah. What else is going on? Nothing is 100% confirmed at this stage, but some pieces of the puzzle are in place for me to begin recording what will hopefully become my next record. I probably said at some point on one of my previous videos, I recorded an acoustic album last year, which will come out at some point. I'm not in any particular hurry for that. If it comes out before the record that I'm about to begin recording comes out, great. If it comes out afterwards, that's fine too. It's I sort of see it as well. It's all my stuff, obviously. I sort of see it as a little bit different, because it was unplanned, and it's just me on acoustic guitar. So yeah, it's kind of I don't. While it was obviously, I mean, none of my albums have really been recorded in a studio per se. Although hopefully this next one will be. That's the plan. But yeah, Shadows in the Shade is my first studio album. And the next record, will be my second studio album. The acoustic one is, it's kind of I see it as kind of a slightly different thing, and that's fine. So that's, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be interesting. At this stage, and it's all in the future, and it's a crazy world, and there's things blowing up in different places, and, so who knows what the future holds. But hopefully, the plan at this stage is that most of the same people will be involved. We've got a different drummer this time, primarily, really only because my friend Andrew, who played on Shadows in the Shade, is just far too busy doing all sorts of different music-related things, and it just wasn't an option. That's cool. Maybe in the future I'll get to play with him again. That, who knows. But the guy that I've got jacked up to play at this stage, and I haven't even met him, but he's played with my friend Matt, done some drums for him, my friend Matt, who engineered Shadows in the Shade, and by all accounts he's a lovely fellow and a very, very good drummer. So we've been in contact, but we just haven't met in person. He is busy at the moment, doing some other musical stuff, which is not my story to tell, but it's pretty cool. It seems pretty cool to me. So yeah, hope he's indicated that he'll be hopefully available maybe July, August. So yeah, we'll try and the plan at this stage is to try to record maybe 4 or 5 or 6, or do drums for 4 or 5 or 6 songs if we can. to see how that goes. I mean, if we can do more, great. If we can't do as many, that's fine too. We'll just do what we can do. And but I suppose, you know, the more we could do, the better. But we'll just see how it goes. I'm not in a hurry. Hopefully, I can. Hopefully, it doesn't take me 3 years to do the next record. But look, if it does, it does, and that's okay. Excuse me. Again, I'm not too stressed about any of that stuff. So yeah, as I say, hopefully that was of some sort of interest to those of you who have been following. I've been playing a lot of 12-string lately, which has been very cool. Let me just grab one I prepared earlier. Where are we? Here we go. I don't know if this is in tune. Oh, I guess we'll find out. No, not really, not quite. But when it's in tune, it sounds wonderful. It's mostly in tune. There's something in there's not quite right. But yeah, the four songs I've written this year. No, I lie. The last 2 songs I wrote last year, and then the last 2 songs that I've written so far this year, so the 3rd and 4th songs, were written on this guitar. This lovely 40-odd-year-old, 42, I think, year-old Ibanez 12-string that was given to me on long-term / permanent loan. Yeah, by my friend Nathan. So that's been really cool. It's a lovely guitar to play. Obviously, especially in a place like Dunedin, where, you know, at the moment it's starting to get cold, and then I come home and I turn the heater on, it heats up the room, and so that throws the tension of the neck around a wee bit, which messes with the tuning. But that's okay. Yeah, it's been a real joy to play, and I'm the more I'm playing it, the easier I'm finding it to play. What I had not reckoned on, and I just realized this last night, is that while playing a 12-string regularly builds up finger strength, you know, hand strength, what it doesn't seem to do is build up and maintain your calluses, because since every finger is pressing down on 2 strings, it sort of softens the blow, as opposed to pressing down hard on a single string, which jabs in deep. And so I picked up my Gibson to play it last night. It was like, oh, I need to put this down and play it some more, especially with gigs coming up. So that's that. Sorry, not a lot of guitar in that tonight, but as I say, there's kind of been quite a lot quietly happening under the surface, and I thought it would, maybe I should share that. So yeah. If you're still listening, thanks for listening. Have a great night, and until next time.